The O Train East Extension Line 1 was originally scheduled to be completed in 2022, but multiple delays pushed the target date to 2024 and then to early 2026. Right. Early 2026. Well, it's currently July and it's still not open 4 years after it was supposed to be open originally. And I remember when there were delays and the hashtag was #OnTrack2018, at least for the middle part. That's actually done now, after so long. And that was after all the delays that pushed it back to 2018. So you can imagine. And they're supposed to have a western line built as well, which is still ongoing too. All because the government is probably like corrupt or something. They gave the project to a bunch of useless capitalist assholes who don't care about doing a good job or whatever. Who knows what they're doing. The whole thing is such a fucking shit show. Oh, it's not hot now. Yeah, I definitely took way too long to drink this. It's warm, but it's not hot. And the other espresso I drank was also not hot, so I really failed myself today. Can you imagine, like, sitting around waiting to drink espresso? It's because I made espresso, and in the middle of making the espresso, I realized I forgot to brush my teeth, and I need to brush my teeth, and my teeth feel really gross. And then while I was brushing my teeth, I also realized I don't actually remember when I last brushed my teeth. I thought it was before I went to bed, and then I realized, actually, did I brush my teeth before bed? I'm pretty sure I didn't do that. So it's actually like really shameful. And I had an espresso with my unbrushed teeth too. I had an espresso and a cheesecake bar. That was my breakfast today. I wonder when the Western line's going to be built at this rate. I mean, they've been building it for years and years too. They've been building both ends. I don't know exactly how it takes that long. What the fuck is taking that long? And then when they actually finish building it, it also just doesn't work. Some of the time it just like constantly breaks down and has problems. Like, how many times has it, even like the one middle part that's actually been built now, finally? How many times has that had problems? Despite all the delays and all the testing, it still just constantly breaks down, and like in the middle of fucking winter and shit, it'll just break down. And then you have to get replacement buses that take longer than the original cross-city bus that used to exist that they just permanently trashed. So now you can't take the cross-city bus. They have replacement buses that take way longer than the cross-city bus, and there's no other alternative besides these really long, terrible replacement buses that get stuck in traffic and shit. If you look up OC Transpo, O-Train breakdowns and delays, it's a real odyssey. It's a real odyssey of non-stop problems. That's interesting. It shows 0 viewers this time. It usually shows 1 viewer when I'm live. And I am actually live, but no viewer. It's been 7 minutes already. That's so weird. Is it a real person every time then? Is it because I'm live at a completely different time from normal? Do I have a normal time that I'm live? I've barely streamed in the last year. I don't think I have a normal time. Is it a real person? Oh, now it shows one viewer, but that's me. Is that me? Because I'm looking at my stream? Even though it's muted? They don't count that, do they? If you're watching your own stream in the stream manager section while it's muted, they wouldn't count that as a view. Apparently they don't count anything as a view unless you're typing in chat, but it doesn't make any sense because it does show I have a viewer usually. Even when I'm not watching my own stream, but not this time, but now it does. The mystery continues. I guess I'll just assume that it's working. I was wondering, why did I have over 40 views? Actually, it was only just under 40 before, and then I think some VOD views happened. For that one stream I did, that was in the afternoon, and then the other streams I did had under 10 each. And I'm like, what's the difference? It's my title? Fewer people are viewing it because of the title? Am I shadow banned because of my title change? Because my title is now Banish Demon Garfield from your life, and that's not allowed for some reason? Banish Demon Garfield from your life is a shadow banned title? I don't know, maybe it is. So I changed the title, so now Banish has a $sign and Demon has a 3. So I'm hoping that will unshadow ban me. But then the thing is, why do I need people to view my stream? And that's a good question. That's really just a pointless ego thing. It would just be a pointless ego exercise. Or is it better that people don't see my stream? Because if they do see my stream but they don't type in the chat, isn't that worse than nobody seeing my stream in the first place? Because then I can just say, oh, it's the algorithm. But if people are looking and then they're not typing in chat and they're just leaving instead, isn't that worse? So really I should want the number to be as close to 0 views as possible. If nobody's typing in the chat. Or like one person types in the chat the whole time. Anyway, I have these two very similar toothpastes. Sensodyne Pro Enamel. Extra fresh. I don't like that. And the other one, Sensodyne. It just says Sensodyne. But then at the top it says Advanced White. Enamel Defense. So I think there must be a difference between Sensodyne Pro Enamel and Sensodyne Enamel Defense. They certainly taste very different. Like this Sensodyne Pro Enamel Extra Fresh, I guess I should have known by Extra Fresh that it was going to be really sharply minty. It's very sharp and I don't like it. I hate that sharp minty taste. And it gets stuck in your mouth too, for ages. And the thing is, I don't really have the patience to not eat or drink anything for like half an hour before and after you brush your teeth. Like, even water, it's still gross because I usually put flavor in my water. So it'll still taste gross even if I'm just drinking water. You know what I mean? Like, I should be able to drink water without it tasting gross. Anyway, this one, the Advanced White one, I don't know why that one's so much more mellow, but it is. It's very mild. There's barely any mint taste. I don't know what it is, but it feels like mellow. Like something about it just feels more mellow overall. It's like a very soft toothpaste. Like it's almost like the Arm& Hammer baking soda toothpaste. They both have very mild tastes to them, and it feels mild. I don't know how to really explain it. Maybe it's just the taste. Maybe that's what's... But it just feels softer somehow. Anyway, I'm glad I have this one too. So I don't have to just use that other one. Because it's very aggressively strong. So I don't really want to use that one all the time. Anyway, that's my toothpaste update. Because I just brushed my teeth. So Sweet Anita says she went for long periods in her life of not even brushing her teeth, quote unquote, every day. Which is wild. Because you're not supposed to only brush your teeth once a day to begin with, so I have to wonder what's the normal number of times a day that she would brush her teeth? Like, what is the actual standard toothbrush number for her? Is it only once a day? Does she just consider once a day to be everyday toothbrush? Or is it twice a day, the full amount of everyday toothbrush? I know that for me it's definitely not twice a day is the normal amount. So I can't really pretend to be shady about that one. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes even up to 3, but that happened maybe like a few times total, so I can't really pretend that I usually do it 3 times. Because it's not even like once a month I'll do it like 3 times a day toothbrush. And then the flossing ratio is absolutely fucking abysmal. I also have a water pick that I barely use. I also need like the actual picking attachment. I don't actually have like any of the small ones. I just have the actual brush now. And I've had the actual brush only for a long time. So it barely even does any more than a regular toothbrush. But then when I used it, sometimes even with only the brush attachment, I feel like I still made my gums bleed a few times from using it. Which goes to show that I really don't floss. Sometimes I make my gums bleed from the toothpick as well. Because I started using a toothpick because I'm so low functioning that I'm just like, I can't deal with floss. It's just too much for me. And I don't really want to use the water pick. That's also too much for me. So I got a toothpick. So now I use a toothpick actually quite frequently. So I think for me the toothpick is a good solution. At least, you know, like it's better than nothing. It's like a good solution if the alternative is not using anything. So I use a toothpick like every day now because it's so easy to just get stuff out of your teeth with a toothpick. And then when I'm using it or I'm flossing or I'm thinking about flossing, I always go back to this one time I was in a Korean restaurant and I went to the bathroom and I saw someone standing at the mirror looking at themselves in the mirror while they were using a floss. They were flossing their teeth in the Korean restaurant bathroom. I was like, damn, that's dedication to dental hygiene if I've ever seen it. Most people don't ever floss, I feel like, or they barely ever floss. And here this person is in a public toilet, in a Korean restaurant toilet, just standing there flossing. They brought their floss with them. That is the most dedication I've ever seen in my life to flossing. I don't think I've ever seen anyone flossing in like a public toilet, maybe ever in my life, except for that one time. Toothbrush, yes. Flossing, I don't think so. It's possible, but I don't remember it. I mean, that stood out to me for a reason. It just seems so unusual. So yeah, like the Eastern O train line, of course, still not open. And I'm sure guaranteed lots of delays and breakdowns. If it ever does actually manage to be open. But they went ahead and like just decided to cut a very important bus line in Eastern Ottawa. They just, at least in the area I live, obviously there were more cuts than just that. But they're pretending it's for like a good reason, or like it's like a good thing somehow. I don't know what bullshit they're on. But it just like completely nuked public transit even worse. And it was already abysmal. So you can imagine. If it was already abysmal and they went ahead and just nuked a very important bus line in suburban Ottawa, where of course public transit is already atrociously bad. It's insane, dude. It's because the people responsible don't use it. So obviously they couldn't care less. And they know people are too poor to like not use it a lot of the time. Lots of poor people are still going to be forced to use it no matter what they do. So they can just do whatever they want, and like the poors can't do nothing about it. We're fucked. What a great city. Wonderful. And I keep hearing how like almost nobody seems happy with their public transit, and it's like, okay. And if we're some of the worst, then what does that mean? It must mean we're in hell. We're in like a deeper circle of hell with our public transit system in Ottawa. If almost nobody anywhere is happy with it, then we're some of the worst out there. That's messed up. I don't know, is the full screen GIF better? It shows you the whole picture. I don't know. I'll zoom in now. I'll do more of a full screen. It won't let me do a total full screen. It cuts it off on the right side for no apparent reason. Look at that. What's with the black bar on the right side? Nothing I can do about it. I don't know why it's there. Does it matter? No. No, it doesn't matter. Definitely doesn't matter. Oh, I think I have the quotes thing working now, though, at least. I turned Stream Elements back on, even though there's no reason it should be off. Oh, it's not working now. Okay, good. No, that's good, of course. It just worked for like the brief moment I was testing it yesterday, and then it stopped working again. Okay. Well, I guess it stopped working again. I mean, why do I have, like, I have literally over 2,500 quotes, I think. Why do I have literally over 2,500 quotes? What's the point? What were they all for? And I added new ones too. Why isn't this deleting? What the fuck? Okay. I'll go back. won't even work. I'm doing this for no reason. Yeah, fuck you, Stream Elements, you useless fucking assholes. Good for nothing motherfuckers. The fucking auto replies work. Why doesn't the quote system work? Fucking Stream Elements. Okay, now it's really bad. Now this espresso's really... I shouldn't have waited. Oh well. How do you wait so long to drink espresso? That's so stupid. Like, it's one thing with coffee. Although none of that stuff is good when it's not hot. Like, you really should not wait. It's not like I was waiting. Like, we don't wait for it, it just happens. It just gets colder. Maybe I'm shadow banned because of my Demon Garfield title. Anyway, that's as it may be. What exactly was I planning to discuss? I mean, I think I was just gonna talk about the train a little bit. I don't know if I had another plan. I'm up to 43 movie credits. That's a fun fact. And then I got mad because I saw, wait, I opened my membership June 14, 2022? That's literally 4 years ago. 4 years of monthly payments. Shouldn't I have way more credits? But then I was thinking of 24 because 24 hours in a day. And I mistook 24 hours for 24 months. So I was thinking there's 24 months in a year. Which is definitely not true. So I really fucked that one up. So actually I do probably have the correct number of credits. Anyway, so I've barely seen any movies and I have 43 credits now. But also now to see a movie I have to go to the opposite side of the city. So I was thinking, what if I move downtown? Then I can use all my credits. Even though I still have to go a long way because of the public transit system being total fucking dog shit. So obviously there's no train line going west because there's no train line going east even though that was supposed to originally be open in 2022 and then it got pushed back to 2024 and now it was pushed back early 2026, which also didn't happen. So now it's just indefinite pushback. The pushback continues. So what do you mean, like the final thing it said in Google, what do you mean early 2026? It's not early 2026 and it's still not opened. So that obviously is not the most recent pushback update. Obviously got pushed back even farther. So now there's apparently some sort of indefinite pushback. And this line is supposed to be open before the Western line, so fuck knows when the fucking Western line's gonna finally fucking be open to fucking take people west of the fucking downtown core. So you can go see a movie more easily without having to take an expensive ride there. Like, what am I gonna do? Take an expensive ride to use my fucking movie credits? Like, bitch, how wasteful of money is... Like, there's nothing else to do there. And I would just be going there for the movie. So I have to take public transit on principle. Also because I have a discount, so for me it would be $1.75. Also, I think my discount was pushed back to, like, some crazy number, like 2087 or some shit. I think it's like 2087. Don't quote me on that though. I'm not good at remembering numbers. I get them all jumbled up all the time, so I feel like most of the time I remember numbers wrong. But it was like some really, really far off date, like decades into the future. And I was like, wow, they pushed it back so far. Because in the past, I remember when I started using the community discount, like every few years, you have to go in person to one of the stations or offices where there's like an actual staff member who has to check that your qualifications are up to date and you're allowed to still have the community discount, and then the community discount is renewed manually at that time, and you have to literally go there in person to do it. That was the way it worked, but I don't know, they like started automatically renewing it or something. I don't even remember what happened in recent years. It might have been an automatic renewal, because I don't remember the last time I actually had to show any kind of qualifications. So it must have been some sort of automatic renewal. But now I'm seeing the data so far into the future that it's laughable. So I'm wondering why that would be. I don't remember what it was before though, because they had a whole system reset, and I think it just wiped out the discount for everyone, because I saw online other people were saying they realized they no longer have the discount, so now they were charged full price instead, and they had to complain about it to get it rectified. So I'm guessing now they had to fix that and replace the discount for everyone. And I guess when they replaced the discount, they set the date really, really far back for some reason. So now I just indefinitely almost have the discount, which is very convenient because it means I'll never have to pay full price for public transit. No matter what, whether I'm qualified for it or not, as long as I still have that, is it even the card itself or is it my account? I'm not sure. But as long as I still have the card or my account, I'll always be qualified for the discount now for public transit. So on principle, because it's so much cheaper, I just don't want to have to get a ride share because it's so much more expensive usually. Because my fare is only $1.75 still, which is incredible to me because the regular fare is up to $4.10 now, which is fucking bananas. Especially since they literally cut bus lines and the whole train debacle. And they have the nerve to start charging more than like anywhere else in the country. They literally are. That's not an exaggeration. I'm not sure where in the country it costs more than $4.10. Like in Toronto, it's cheaper. I mean, I think last time I went, it was still $3.30 in Toronto. So what the fuck are they doing in Ottawa? It's fucking insane. It's greed as fuck. Like, what is their justification for that? Anyway, but I'm not paying that, so it's not really a legitimate complaint for me. Because, like, I don't have to fucking pay that much. I still pay $1.75 last time I checked. Still $1.75.
Oh,
So that's good. Except, you know, even being downtown, going all the way to that fucking movie theater in fucking Canada is still like a really long journey. And it's not a fun journey on the bus. But there you have it. That's what I have to do. So I guess my plan is to see at least 2 movies at the same time to make it more worthwhile to be out there. Because there's not even, like, what am I gonna go to, like, a shitty chain restaurant? Like, there's nothing there. There's a Farm Boy. I could go to Farm Boy. Maybe Farm Boy has something for me there. I did a stream out there actually one time. I was literally sitting at the Farm Boy near the movie theater. And I actually did see a movie in that movie theater when I was out there. I mean, there's places to walk around. I think it would be very nice in the evening to walk around there. Even if it's already dark, I just like the atmosphere because it's obviously a lot more deserted. I would consider it peaceful, but you could also say it's deserted. Like the streets are mostly empty and dark. But I think it's like a pleasant atmosphere to just wander for hours if you're a weirdo like I am. So I could see it would be kind of enjoyable. Have my weed vape. Be a little buzzed. That would be fun. I've done that before. I went west years ago on my bike, and I was just randomly biking around, and it was like a new area that I don't remember going to before. And I was just wandering the streets all around there, and I bought pre-rolls at this dispensary there, and then I was just smoking the pre-roll, wandering around this new area. It was fun.